Hey everybody, this is Georgia. I am hoping that whoever is out there right now is staying cool and comfortable, and I don't know how to even set this up. Oh my gosh. Ah! I wanted to quick put this together just to let you guys know, first of all, I hope you all are doing okay out there and hanging in. Ever since COVID-19 hit, it's like my house has kind of been on a personal, like for me personally, just lockdown as far as trying to stay safe, trying to not um, get sick. And I'm still working a full-time job. I'm at my desk every day working, and I'm really grateful for that. But I cannot imagine. I have a lot of friends right now who are out of work, and I, my heart goes out to you guys, especially all the dancers out there who are dependent upon dance income and are not getting it right now. Good Lord, I want to know how you guys are feeling, how you're doing, what you're doing about it. So I want to set up more opportunities to talk about that stuff. And in light of that, I'm going to start doing point shoe parties every week. If any of you don't know what a point shoe party is, you can look it up on my page. It's where I basically sew point shoes and we talk about stuff. And even though I'm not really dancing full time or hardly at all anymore, as far as on a professional level, I have started giving myself class again and taking classes online, and that's been really helpful. So I'm thinking about live streaming some classes, but not yet. I think I'll start with the point shoe parties. I do a Zoom call dance bar, like a ballet bar, every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to join that, it's free. If you want to donate money, sure, fine, that's great. But I keep it free because there's a lot of dancers out there I know who just, God, you can hardly afford a class, never mind point shoes and all that other stuff. I can't imagine. So if you want to know about that class, email me at georgiareed, R-E-E-D, at gmail.com. Again, that's georgiareed at gmail.com, and I can send you the link to the Zoom class that I teach every Sunday. But it is super basic ballet bar. That's, when I say basic, I don't mean like it's for babies. It's only for people, 18 and older, but it's just to kind of get your body moving. Think about the basic elements of the body. If you're an older dancer, a retired dancer like me, how to get the muscles moving in a safe way, how to stretch safe, that kind of stuff. So it's that sort of a class. But I had started that 60-day stretch challenge when COVID-19 hit, and honestly, guys, I got through like 2 weeks of it, and I love it, and I still want to do a final video reviewing the course because I think it's a really good stretch program. But I didn't finish the 60 days. Honestly, I got super depressed and just stopped after like 3 or 4 weeks. So that's what it's been for me, is just not wanting to do things a lot of days and not knowing what's going to happen next, and then trying little by little to find other things to do to kind of get out of that funk, right? I go to therapy. I have been painting, I have been journaling, reading. I've started gardening, actually, as far as vegetable gardening. I've always loved plants and flowers, but now I'm trying vegetable gardening, which is not easy. Um, None of it is. And just trying to also be present for my family. That's a whole nother thing that I can't wait to make all kinds of videos about someday. And I've been getting more into the other aspects of acting, stand-up comedy. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Yeah. I actually did my first stand-up routine in February of this year, and I was thinking, oh, at some point I'll tell my Ballerina Badass channel about it, whatever. And then again, COVID-19 hit, and I went, eh. And so finally, I decided to take another class online and put together a 2-minute set that I'm going to be it's going to be running this Monday at 5 p.m. online, so I'll try and find a way to set up a link so you guys can all watch it and laugh with me or laugh at me or whatever you want. So that's been an amazing challenge, but also I love it, and here's why. You guys might think this is funny, but ballet, I think everything is interconnected. Everything, right? So the elements of ballet that I'm bringing to the stand-up comedy is it is a choreography. You have to choreograph a tight set. You have to think about the timing, right? The timing of a joke or a phrase or what word to use, right? So like in ballet, it's like, you know, you're thinking about this particular hand movement. You try it this way, and then you try it that way, and then you have certain counts you have to be on, but you can play within those counts, right? You're bringing your artistic style and feeling what really lends itself to the music. Well, interestingly enough, I think that that relates to stand-up comedy in a lot of ways. So I've been playing with that, and that's been really rewarding. And then finally, I can finally tell you guys about this, and I need to do, I know, it's like all these videos. I need to do a reaction video on it, but I wanted you all to know that I got to have the amazing opportunity to play one of the voices in the latest Transformers cartoon on Netflix. So it's called Transformers War for Cybertron. It's an animated cartoon, and I think there's 6 episodes, and I got to play the voice of Chromia, and she is this badass, like assassin kind of warrior, right? Super like army, which I dig because my dad was in the army. Anyways, so she's tough and really cool, and it was really challenging, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So that's another artistic endeavor that I have been pursuing, right? Quietly in the background. So obviously I haven't been doing as many videos for this channel, and that has to change. Straight up, you guys, YouTube emailed me and said, hey, you know what? We've changed our minds. You've been monetized all this time, but now we're going to raise the bar, and if you don't make this many hours in a year, then we're going to demonetize you. And they're going to demonetize me in like 30 days. Chances are I'm not going to make enough content in time to stop them from demonetizing it, and I'll have to like get my hours back up and then reapply or whatever. But I did realize, I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm going to challenge myself. So I'm setting myself a new challenge to see if I can post a new video every day on the Ballerina Badass channel. Different kinds of videos, right? So it can be like I'll be doing the Point Shoot Party live stream every week, but then I have other ones, getting in particular about technique, or talking about my time as a professional dancer, or trying to talk more about some of these issues going on, which that one's always touchy because, people say, oh, you shouldn't talk about politics ever, or you shouldn't talk about social issues ever, which I think is nonsense. I mean, politics is always tricky. I really want to try to see both sides of every situation. And I had a really interesting conversation with this guy yesterday. No, 2 days ago. You would love this. This was a white guy. And he was asking me, because I said, look, I believe Black Lives Matter. I do. And this white guy said, he was a friend of mine, and he's like, look, I want to ask you, because I feel like we could have a safe conversation with respect for one another. He said, why don't all lives matter? And I'm like, oh, dude, of course all lives matter. I think that's not the point here, though. And I went down a whole road of a discussion with him, back and forth, about just sort of what's going on, what I think's going on, why I support the Black Lives Matter movement, why I don't think that it has anything to do with, therefore all white men are bad. It's like, no, that's not where I personally am coming from. It's a very tricky subject, though, and again, making a video about it and like putting your opinion out there is one thing. Having a conversation with a friend on the phone where you can really talk it out, and they can share their opinions and concerns, and then you can listen to that, hear that, and honor where he's coming from, because this is a really good guy. He's such a sweetheart. I mean, just a wonderful person. And yet that has nothing to do with, some of the issues going on here, right? So anyways, it's fraught with danger and people getting mad and upset or worried or scared. I think mostly it's really fear, right? I have a family member right now who got COVID-19, and she is still trying to recover from it months later, you guys. Strong person, beautiful, beautiful, strong person who you would not think would have an issue. And I'm telling you, she's still dealing with like the fallout, pneumonia now, and trying to recover, and it's really scary. It's really scary. But that's not everyone's experience, right? So there's a lot. There's just a lot, right? But I'm seeing a couple of comments coming in. Yay! Thank you for the comments. I can't see them long enough for them to stay, so I'm like, oh, I may have to read them afterwards. But I love this channel. I definitely have needed to step away a few times because I think I've said this before, but ballet was like the greatest love of my life, and I gave so much to it, and sometimes I feel like it broke my heart. But then you know what? In any relationship, it always takes two to tango. It's really hot in here, by the way. So it's like, oh, thank you, Katie Fulton. Someone said never give up, never stop dancing. You're right, Katie. But in any relationship, I do think it takes two to tango. I'm not saying, therefore, that both people are equally to blame. But in my case, you know, whatever. My relationship with ballet, it's a love-hate thing, and it may always be that way. But there are times when I just want to take a break and say, that's it, I'm done. I'm done forever. I made the channel. I'm going to let it sit. People can watch the videos back when I was dancing full time, and maybe they'll get something out of it, or they'll, not get something out of it, and whatever. But now I'm seeing it's such an integral, oh Lord, integral, there's a word, such an integral part of my life. Not intricate, integral part of my life that I can't just let it go. And it's not my job to always be there for everyone who needs me. That's definitely a people-pleasing, codependent tendency. But at the same time, I do feel like I want to be able to give something positive to the dance community, and if that means just being there for you guys once a week while you talk about what you're freaking out about, not getting work or out of work, will you ever work again, weight, health issues, injuries, all of that stuff, then I want to be able to do that for you guys. So, quick recap. Going to challenge myself to do one video a day, every day for the channel. This is today's video, haha! And maybe that's going to be it for a while, just doing like some live stream, talk things out and go, today I'm talking about this, blah, 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 blah. But I want to keep the content interesting and helpful for you guys too. So that's number one. Number two, point shoe party every week. I think it's going to be every Tuesday night, like from 7 to 8 p.m. I'll keep it like an hour for now while I work a little bit on point shoes. And if you show up, cool. And if not, well, then at least I've gotten some more sewing done. Yay. And then my Zoom class, it's, again, broken down, busted up ballet bar for people 18 and older. I really feel that if you are, even 18 and older, I'm concerned as far as if you are a young dancer and your body is still growing and changing and all of that. I think it's really important you choose your teachers very carefully, and you choose teachers who have pedagogical training, who understand how the body grows and shifts and changes, so that they give you the right exercises at the right developmental point in your life, knowing like, okay, you're 14, usually these shifts are happening, etc. So they're going to give you the right kind of steps for that, okay? I'm not trained that way. I don't know that stuff, and I certainly do not want to do anything that would inadvertently hurt another dancer, especially young dancers, because I think if you get hurt too early, it just sours you for life on dancing. And I want you to love it as much as I know I have my own issues. So that's kind of it. Again, if you want to be part of the Zoom class and you're 18 or older, and it's free, remember, email me at georgiareed@gmail.com. I will send you the link. It's every Sunday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, usually around till like 12:30, but it's not a full class yet. If I ever, maybe in the winter, I'll start getting back to doing some center work. But honestly, you guys, I have become so out of shape. I think I put on at least, I don't know, I didn't used to weigh myself. I'm weighing myself now. I'm thinking I put on at least 10 to 15 pounds, I think. And I'm just super out of shape. So I got to work on that and find a healthy way to do it. So all this and more. But please, in the meantime, if you're watching this video, send me comments. If you got to throw shade, throw it. If it makes you feel better and you feel like you've let it off your chest and you need to take it out on me, fine, whatever. I'm really learning in my life to not take things so personally. And you have to read the Four Agreements, really good book, FYI. But if you have questions, or there's a video you really want to see, please don't ask me to do a video on how to do 32 perfect fouettes, because that one I never figured it out. I still would like to, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I may have to let that dream go. We'll see. Maybe I can make a video where you can laugh and watch me try to do fouette turns. That'd be entertaining. And you can go, oh, look how horrible George is doing. And she used to be a professional ballet dancer. Ha ha ha. that makes me feel way better now about my own work. Yeah, so I'm here for you, okay? Be sure to watch, if you can, go check out Transformers on Netflix, and you can hear my voice as Chromia. And then, yeah, this Monday I'm going to do that stand-up for 2 minutes. It's already pre-recorded. It was really, you guys, it was ridiculous. I had to record it in the vacuum. I did it on my own stage here at home, and then we had to insert laughs afterwards. Telling jokes to nobody really sucks. I'm just going to tell you that. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, so I love you guys. I do. To the extent that, a YouTube personality can love their fans or friends or haters or whatever. But please, please stay in touch. And I hope you like the content that's coming out, because I'm curious to see what's going to happen too. I have major anxiety about it, and I really want to self-sabotage. So let's see what happens. Yay! You've been watching Ballerina Badass. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, shade, whatever you gotta do. Do it. And ring the bell or whatever the heck else they say. Never give up. Never stop dancing. I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Toy, toy, toy. And now I find the button where I press stop. If I can figure it out. Orientation is locked. How do I stop it? Maybe that way. Yes, that way. You can see my chin. Yay!